Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Have the Ale. It's Saturday night, which means it's craft beer night, and the beer we're going for tonight hails from Aldi. It is a beer by the Hop Foundry. It's this one. It is the India Pale Lager, and the India Pale Lager it is brewed in partnership with the Freedom Brewery here in Staffordshire, and it says that India Pale Lager is a crisp lager-style flavoured beer balanced with a distinctive IPA character. That doesn't tell you a huge amount more than on the can other than it's 1.8 units and 4% ABV. I say it was Aldi beer, so it's not a lot of money. I like the artwork, I do. I like the multicoloured clouds. It's all pretty cool, but a few of the other beers I've had from this brewery have not been the best. So let's hope this one is a little bit better. It's a lovely hot day today here in the middle of June. Well, it's near the end of June now, isn't it, really? So it's the right weather for a good lager. So hopefully this is a good one. So we're going to pour into my Stella glass. And the pour is... going everywhere. It's the right kind of colour, I guess. The glass needs a clean, though. That'll do. 2 seconds. There we go. So we have got a pale yellow golden beer, a little bit of fridge haze. It's only 1 degree in my fridge, and you've got a nice sort of white head. That's your beer in a glass with too many bubbles on the side. Ah dear. Anyway, let's have a whiff. That smells like a hangover. It smells like cheap beer. There's no two ways around it. Cheap, slightly chemically flavoured beer. It reminds me of the days when I didn't know any better and I used to drink Kronenberg. That kind of... There's something in here and it's probably artificial. So, yeah, it doesn't smell very good, which is a shame. I was hoping this one would be alright. But I mean, it looks okay, apart from the cleanliness of the glass. It doesn't smell very inviting. Let's see how it tastes. Cheers. Body's reasonable. Light to medium, nice carbonation, good mouthfeel. It's clean and crisp in that sense. The flavour up front has got a real artificial twang. I'm not a fan of that initial hit, but as it's going, you're getting a nice little hot bitterness, and it has got that little IPA vibe, like they say. That initial flavour hit is not that good though. It's relatively well balanced. It's quite hoppy, good malt presence, and the finish is where much of the good stuff comes from. It's odd. This is odd for me. The good stuff happens in the back end. So, an interesting beer, a bit backwards for me. Let's go to the scoreboard of joy, which says that there have been 765 check-ins. One from someone I know who gives it 2.75, 3.07 as an average score among the masses. Yeah. My scoreboard of joy is currently void of anything, so let's give it some points. Looks-wise, it looks okay. You know, it's a good colour for a lager. It's light, it's clear, it's a nice white head. I cannot fault the visuals. I really cannot. So I'm giving it a point for the visuals. The aroma, I don't like because it smells artificial. Excuse me, and like it's going to give you a hangover. It's got that chemically vibe. Yeah, it still smells cheap, artificial, and reeks of a hangover. So unfortunately, I cannot give it anything on the aroma. The body, though, again, for a lager, it's light, it's crisp, good carbonation, nice mouthfeel. Cannot fault that bit at all. I'm going to be honest. So it's going to have a point for that. And the taste. The main flavour is artificial up front. It really is. It's kind of an odd, artificial, chemically present thing. And that was really obvious on the first taste. Then it kind of fades into a pretty reasonable sort of hop malt balance. You get a little bit of hoppy, almost resin. And it's almost resin. It's that kind of thing. It's not pithy. It's just that slightly piney thing going on. But it doesn't really get any better than that. You know, that artificial chemically thing is a bit off-putting. It could be worse though. I'm going to give it something down the middle. I'm going to go to 0.5. So yeah, it's okay. You know what? Because that chemical hit, that artificial flavour, there at first, subsequent sips, it lessens. You kind of get used to it. You get taste bud blind, I guess you could say. Let's test that theory now. Yeah, the more you drink it, the less that goes. Anyway, that leads me nicely on to the finish, which is where all the good bits of the flavour are, and it's not the greatest. But there is a pleasant bitterness on the back end, like I say, that little bit of resin, and yeah, bitter and resin, which is the IPA vibe. It's not the lager vibe in any way. That should be clean, crisp, grassy, light, almost funky, and make you want more. This is definitely IPA on the back end. It's good. It's not brilliant. So again, I'm going to give it the 0.5, which means it's got 3 out of 5, which means it cannot have the full bonus, so it's not going to get it. Value for money. It's not a lot of money in your local Aldi, I'm going to be honest. It's about £1.25, something like that. As a cheap fridge filler for people who don't really want to venture and spend a lot of money, it's probably okay. Yeah, it's a cheap fridge filler, isn't it? Let's be honest. So I'll give it a value for money. Would I buy it again, though? No, I wouldn't, because there are better lagers for similar money out there in the big wide world. So Indian Pale Lager from the Hop Foundry, which is also Freedom Brewery, has got 3 out of 5 with a value for money bonus. So there we go. It kind of fits the pattern. They're not the best beers in the world, but then again, they're not the most expensive beers in the world. They're kind of at a price point, and for the price point, that's where they are. You know, it's obvious they're brewed to a price. So yeah, there's going to be compromises, and the compromises here is there's the ingredients are not as good quality as they could be. So c'est la vie. Can't win them all, but your pocket wins this one. So we'll leave it there and say that has been a beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.